Hello class, I received an email from one of you and they asked for help with page 6. So if you got page 6 and you checked all your answers and you got it right, you do not need to watch this video. But if you need some help or you want to see how you work out some of these questions in page 6, have a listen and I'll go through some examples. So I'm going to do this question, I'm then going to do this question, I'm then going to do this question, and I want to do that question. Okay, do I need to do anything else? No. Okay, so I'm on page 6 at the moment. I'm doing page 4A, 5A, 9B and 9H. Okay, so remember, mixed fractions need to first be converted into improper fractions, and the other thing is you can only add or subtract fractions when they have the same denominator. So when I look at this one over here, I can already see that they have the same denominator. So all I have to do is first convert to mixed fractions. So I'm going to start. Now you can either do this in your head or you can do this a long way. I'm going to try and do it in my head. So 4, or let me do it the long way for the first one. So I need to get this 4 to become over 5. So I need to bring it to the top. So I'm going to take that 4 and I'm going to times it by 5 over 5. Okay, and that's just me dealing with this 4 over here, and then I still need to add that 1/5. 1/5. Okay. So this bit represents the whole number. So 4 and 1/5 is the same as saying 4 times 1, because 5 over 5 is 1, plus 1/5. So all I've done is this bit here. Now I still need to do this other bit here. So I'm going to copy that minus 2. Right. Oh, I'm going to copy that minus, and then I'm going to do all this bit here. 2 is the same as 2 times, and remember I need to get this over 5, so 5 over 5, and then plus 3 over 5. Okay, so I've just taken that 2. 2 is the same as 2 times 5 over 5, because 5 over 5 is 1. Right, and we still need to add that 3/5. Now just be careful that this minus belongs to that whole thing. So I need to actually put all of this here in brackets. Okay, because that minus doesn't just belong to the 2, it also belongs to the 3/5. Okay, so now I'm going to continue with this. 4 times 5 gives me 20 over, and then remember, so I've done times the numerators, now I'm going to times the denominators. 4 is the same as 4 over 1, so then 1 times 5 gives me 5, and then I still need to add 1 over 5. So I've done this bit here now. Now I need to copy down the negative. 2 times 5 gives me 10 over 5, so I've done that bit there. And now I still need to add that 3 over 5. So this gives me 21 over 5 minus 13 over 5. Now a lot of you could have got to this step over here just in your head. And the easy way that you could have done it is you could have just said, well, 4 times 5 gives me 20. 20 plus 1 is 21, so that's 21 over 5. So 4 and 1/5 is the same as 21 over 5. And you could have done that just as easy here. Look here. 2 times 5 gives me 10. 10 plus 3 is 13, so that's 13 over 5. Okay. So you could just do that in one step. And in fact, I encourage you to do that if you're happy doing that. Otherwise, there's the long way of how you need to do it. Okay. Now, because they're the same denominator, I can now add or subtract. Just like over here, they were the same denominator, I could add and subtract. Remember, 21 take 13. Who's going to win? Well, the positives are going to win. So I know that that's positive. So actually, I'm going to rewrite it as one fraction. So this is the same as 21 minus 13 over 5. Okay, and I don't have space, so I'm actually going to go next to it. But normally I'll try and put them underneath each other. 21 take 13. Well, who's going to win? Positives, because 21 is bigger. So I know my answer is positive. And 21 take 13. I think you get 8. And so that's 8 over 5. Okay. When I go on to the other ones, I'm going to go a little bit quicker. So let's start with 5a. I'll try and do it quickly. 5a, I've got 5 3/5, right? I need to convert that to an improper fraction, and the same with this one. So step 1, convert to an improper fraction. 5 times 5 gives me 25. 25 plus 3 is 28, so that's the same as 28 over 5. Next one, 2 times 10 gives me 20. 20 plus 3 is 23, so that's 23 over 10. Okay, so take that is the same as this number, take that number. Now, the next step is to get them in with the same fraction, and we have to figure out what the lowest common multiple is. So what are the multiples of 5? 5, 10, 15, 20, and so forth. The multiples of 10 are 10. Oh, we've already got a common multiple there. Okay, 10, 20, 30, so forth. The lowest common multiple is obviously 10. So, get rid of that working out. What do I need to do to get this to be 10? Well, times by 2 in the denominator. But whatever you do to the denominator, you have to do to the numerator. So that becomes 28 times 2. So that's the same as 56 over 10. Take 23 over 10. And now 56 take 23, so 56 take 23. I can make it the same numerator now, because when you add and subtract them, must have the same denominator. Oh, sorry, the same denominator. So when you add and subtract them, must have the same denominator. I can just make that one denominator. 56 take 23. What does that get me? I think you get 28. Did I make a mistake? No, 28. No, did I make a mistake? 50. Let me just check. 28, so that's 25 and 25 is 50, plus 3 and 3, so that's 56. 56 take 23 gives you 33. Okay, so 33 over 10. Okay, and that's my answer for that. B, let's look at what we're going to do this. Let's try and do this one quickly. Okay, I've got negative 3/8 plus negative 5/8. So remember, when I see a sorry, did I don't know, is that a negative and then a fraction plus a negative and a fraction? Let's just look at the answers quickly. What are we doing there? We are doing 9b. I just want to see if the photocopying is right. Yeah, it's a negative and a negative. So just be careful here. Look really closely at that number, and you should see that you've got a negative fraction plus a negative fraction. Okay, so there's a little gap there which could trick you out. Okay, so when I do this one, remember, when I see a plus and a minus next to each other, that becomes a minus. So this equals minus 3 over 8, take 5 over 8. Now they have the same denominator ready, so this becomes easy. This goes over 8, and so here you're going to have negative 3 take 5, and so you've got negative 8 over 8, which is the same as negative 1. Okay, that's just me simplifying right at the last step. Let's look at this next step. We've got 3/4 plus minus. So when I see those two together, change that to a minus. 3 over 4 minus 1 over 3. Remember, I need to get common denominators. So what are the multiples of 4? They're 4, 8, 12. Multiples of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 is the lowest common multiple. So that is equal to 3 over 4. I'm going to times by 3 and times by 3. And then over here, 1 over 3 times by 4 times by 4. So that gets me 12 with the denominator there, 12 with the denominator there, and whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. That gives you 9 over 12. Oh, sorry, why did I do an equal sign? 9 over 12 minus 4 over 12. Write them as a common denominator, so 9 take 4, and you should get 9 take 4 is 5 over 12. Okay, and those are some of those problems for you.